Today is March 15th, 2024. And although I've already received this locomotive and started making videos of it, I've run it quite a few times, I did say that I would try to review it. And it is a Kato. It's a GE ES44AC. It does have a lock sound decoder in it, or loc sound decoder. It's a Union Pacific diesel, and there is a possibility that the couplers you see on there now may not be the couplers that came with it. I ordered some long shank couplers from Kato, and at this moment I just don't remember if I changed them already. If I didn't, I certainly intended to do so. My guess is I probably have changed them. Okay, so that may be the only thing that's different from the actual out-of-the-box experience. Is the original couplers might actually even be gray as opposed to being black. I purchased this for several reasons. One is to add to my excursion set. One is to add to the Union Pacific fleet that I have. And another reason is to make it a part of the Union Pacific funeral train, the Bush funeral train that I have. I'm not going to pull all that out right now. I think I've already taken pictures and photos of that. They just have not been posted. There's a lot of stuff here that you're going to see in this video about my layout that has not been posted, but this is supposed to be a review of this locomotive. So I made some still shots just a moment ago, and the detail is pretty good. Okay, now it doesn't have a whole lot of add-on things like hanger hooks and stuff like that. They're kind of molded in, and that's good, for in scale. Now, I've seen some lifelike protos and some Walthers products that have had actual lift rings added on as detail parts that are, nice, but this is good. Okay, now I have tried using this particular magnification on the cell phone here, and I know that Broadway Limited likes to tout that some of their items, and it could be on HO scale. I haven't really paid attention to the N scale one, but they claim that the writing is legible under magnification. Well, this is 10 times magnification right there, and while it looks good, I cannot read it, and I put it under some additional light somewhere else. I'll shine a flashlight on it, and no, I cannot read the small detail lettering, but that's really small. I mean that's really, really small anyway. So it gives a very good impression of what's going on. So I personally like the detail, the level of detail. It looks good, works great. A lot of logos going on. Let me pull back. It has the Building America flag. Okay, that's cool. And so to me, that looks great. All right, so we're at that's 1.0 magnification right there. I'm going to run the locomotive. Now, there's a current video already online. This is going to be the more official video once I finish it. I put the other video up. It's about 15 minutes long, and it shows that I wasn't able to get the locomotive to run successfully on day 2. I have taken the time to run the locomotive today, only in one direction, which is clockwise direction, in the direction you see it in now. The only thing that I have noticed is that right here, right now, I must go very, very slow. If I do not, the front trucks will come off the track while the train is running. I'm going to give you an opportunity to see why because I figured out what happens. My guess is my inside rail might be a little bit higher up than my outside rail. Now, I'd have to put a level on that to try to, verify that, but that appears to be what the issue is. Maybe it's not 100% level. You'll notice, if I'm able to capture it on camera, the locomotive will tilt just a little bit, and if I'm moving faster than half a speed step, and this is the Digitrack Zephyr, it has only 6 speed steps basically. So at half a speed step, if I'm moving faster than that, this guy will derail in this direction every time. Okay, so I am going to run it around my layout. I'm going to touch pretty much all the loop tracks. I won't be going on any sidings, but I'll run it around the layout. And as you can see, I have got my lights up and going. I am putting in detail in my city right now, so stuff is all over the place. Plus, I've had to deconstruct my bank, and I'm doing things with the Reed bookstore and a whole lot of other things. I'm painting sidewalks and stuff like that. So the layout is in a disarray at the moment. That's fine. It's just temporary while I resurrect some things and get more detail put together. There's videos leading up to this. They just haven't made it online yet. So this will be your first sneak peek at what's going on here. And the control panel obviously has been made. Again, all that's documented, and I've made lots of photos and videos of that. You haven't seen that yet either. So back to the situation at hand. I think Kato has done a very good job of this. This, for me, is my first Kato locomotive delivered from, apparently, the factory with a sound decoder installed in it. Okay, so that's monumental. That's new. And forgive me, I have hit something. I opened up or turned a turnout somewhere. Where, I don't know. I tried to rest my hand on it. So my apologies. I'll encounter it when the time comes. I don't know which one I hit. Anyway, like I said, it's the first one that I've received where Kato installed the decoder already. I may have made mention of this in the previous video, though. They didn't send a function list with the locomotive. They sent this little URL. Okay, so I'm just kind of guessing right now at what the functions are. I'm going to stick with a basic 2 or 3. I should be able to play the bell and blow the whistle and turn on the lights and maybe get you a startup sequence here. So let's get started with that. It does have low profile wheels. That's important because this is a code 55 layout. The track is Atlas code 55, and it requires low flange wheels. Okay, this should be the startup sequence. Okay, sounds pretty good to me. I'm going to turn on the lights. I will let you hear the bell. I'm going to turn the bell off. I'm going to give 2 toots on the horn now. When I did this just a moment ago, if I blow the horn, it might also make the bell go off too. We'll see. I'll try to do 2 short. Yep. And 1, 2. You can hear the bell, and then it stops after a moment. Okay, so we're starting it up here. Like I said, I'm going to go slow through this curve here. I said I was going to go slow. All right. I think the tilt occurred already. I didn't do it slow enough. We'll come back around to it. This might be a 20-minute video, which is much longer than what I anticipated, but it will take a while for the train to get around the tracks. So right now it seems to be set to do the lower outside loop. Okay, I'm not going to follow it all the way around. You'll get a chance to see it. I'm increasing the speed a little bit. I'm at 2 speed steps on the Zephyr. This is the Union Pacific, number 5400. It's an ES44AC diesel locomotive by General Electric. There's the headlights. I'll blow the horn again so that you can see it does not flash the headlights. Okay, that's going to give me a... I didn't switch the turnout fast enough. My bad. All this talking and no real running of the trains. But anyway, I'm going to move it to 50% throttle, which is 3 speed steps. We'll try to come back through that same loop again. And again, a long blast over the horn. Okay, makes it good, nice and clean. So, with that being said, we're going to now take the S-curve through the mountain, up, or we're going to go up the 5.8% grade through the mountain, and we'll come back down the hill. Okay. And I'll do it at a little bit slower speed. I'll move it back down to 2 while it's in the tunnel of the mountain. Okay, crossing a little bridge. Coming down, and like I said, I'm going to slow down pretty much a lot right here. Now, I have a lot of crossing gates that I purchased with the intention of some of them going right here, but there's a lot going on right here, and underneath the layout, I may not have the opportunity to put those crossing gates where I want them, and them be automated simply. Yeah, okay. That right there is a short because I didn't throw the track. So let me do that. Okay. Again, I need to stop talking and operate. Anyway, here we go. It didn't come off the tracks. I'm using tortoise machines, slow motion tortoise machines to control my turnouts. I've talked about this for years. They've been installed for years. I finally hooked them up. They're all operational, as you can see with my control panel. But they use powered frogs. So if you run into one of these turnouts and it isn't turned properly, you're going to create a short because the frog is electrified based on the position of the switch. All right, so I'm going to throw, which is effectively turnout number 1. Very back there, it'll turn red. And on my layout, green indicates normal route or typically straight through, and red indicates that the turnout is thrown. typically to the diverging track. So for me, that makes sense. That's what I plan to utilize on all of my layouts, the HO scale layout, when that one is electrified completely and has the target signals in place. And that one will have a lot of dwarf signals as well. Then it too will use red and green for signal track notifications. Now, I know I'm going to catch some flack for this at some point in time. I plan to have this particular layout judged, I hope. And when that occurs, they're going to get a little persnickety about why are my target signals turned a funky way, meaning normally the target signals are supposed to be turned towards the train. That only occurs in one place, that one right there. And the only reason that is in that particular place is if I had turned that signal the other way like I have all the others, a train passing by it would hit it, okay? I have them turned so that I can see them, okay? Now that was not turned towards me. It is turned away from me, but because of the glow of the turnout, I can see it. The idea was my layout's bidirectional, meaning I could be running in either direction, clockwise or counterclockwise. And the idea is that by placing the signals the way they are, it doesn't matter which direction I'm going in. An engineer will be able to see the color of the signal from either direction. And using two color system, very quickly and very easily be able to determine which way the turnout is set. So for me, it makes sense, but I had a conversation many, many years ago with guys in the Carolina Southern Division, and they told me then that, well, Henry, if you want us to come judge, at the time when we were talking about my HO scale layout, if you want us to come judge it, you need to at least have it look prototypical. Once we leave, you can do whatever you want. Well, I had to tell them right up front, I'm not going to do all that just for your show and tell. So on that particular point, you'll just have to take me some points off, because I'm going to do it for me so that I know exactly what's going on and I can drive my trains on my layout. Okay. So anyway, you can hear the Kato. It's got good sound. It's not as great as some of the Broadway Limited locomotives, but it's good in that a lot of the aftermarket decoders that I've had to put in to my Kato N-scale locomotives, their sound is not that good. Okay, it is not that robust. You can't hear it. It's not that loud. It doesn't get up to be anywhere close to that. So I commend Kato for doing a great job. Now I'm going to be going around on the inside loop only. Toot on the horn. I'm going to press F3, but I have no idea what it does. It might be some sort of exhaust fan or something like that. We'll hear it in just a second. Maybe it's sand release or something like that. I'll hit it one more time. You hear it again. So I don't know what that effect is supposed to be. But that's pretty much it. We're at 19, almost 20 minutes. And I think I've done the majority of the routes at this point. So all is well. I'm going to end this video now. When the locomotive gets here, it'll be right at 20 minutes in 15 seconds or so. So in my opinion, very nice locomotive, Well done. I'm appreciative. Kato deserves a pat on the back. And I think all will be well.